Joe Malongo grew up in Ottawa. He's now a basketball player for the Canada Top Flight Academy, an elite basketball club in the city. Malongo has been playing the sport since he was little, but he didn't start out with it.
I used to be a soccer player as a young kid, and then I would always look to my left and I'd see these kids, these older kids playing basketball, and I seen how competitive it was. And one day I decided to go to the park with my cousin and my brother. Started playing basketball with them, and then it started being something I did every single day. Started training with them, and I just fell in love with the game ever since, and then I never stopped playing.
But Joe isn't alone. From Carleton University's successful basketball team to numerous basketball clubs in Ottawa seeing a rise in membership, many young people in the city are turning to basketball, putting the sport on the rise.
A big reason why basketball is growing is its access. All you need is a ball and a hoop. And with sports like hockey pricing out even the middle class, basketball benefits.
Taffy Charles is the coach of Carleton's men's basketball team. He says that where basketball stands out is its low cost compared to other sports.
I do think that one of those sports like hockey is definitely one of those sports that you need to have means to do it. You need to spend money all year round, and I just think with basketball, it doesn't cost you a whole bunch of money. It costs you, as I said, shoes. If you have shoes, and if you actually have a basketball, and you don't need a whole bunch of people to do it. You can do it by yourself. You can do it with 3-on-3 now. You can do it 5-on-5, 4-on-4. There's a number of different ways you can play basketball. So it's just easy to add people to it. It's easy to a ball doesn't cost a whole bunch of money, and again, you don't need anything other than a hoop and a ball.
And because it's easily accessible, basketball also ends up being really inclusive and diverse. So much that just a few years ago, the Filipino Basketball Association of Ottawa changed their name.
Recently, 5 years ago, just to be more inclusive, we've even changed our name to Ottawa Titans, just so that people know that it's not just for Filipinos, we've been inclusive through there.
Charles Go coaches one of the teams in the league. He says that one of the biggest motivating factors is the Raptors championship last spring. And that's especially felt in Ottawa.
And then now we have the Toronto Raptors, and I think them also having success, recently winning an NBA championship, and even before that with Vince Carter, putting on a show really inspired a lot of Canadians to take up basketball. And especially in the nation's capital, you can see that where Carleton University has, wins almost every year, and it has really inspired.
But basketball in Ottawa isn't perfect. The city is struggling to keep up to the sport's demand.
Just because I got lucky.
E.L. Adams II is from North Carolina. He came to play basketball in Nova Scotia for university and is now a registered psychologist in Ottawa. He said the city needs to up its game to make basketball more accessible.
The scene here has been a bit limited to me just because at first I was met with so much static, like to be able to do this and to want to volunteer here and to want to do this. It's limited opportunities, I think, basketball-wise in Ottawa. You can't just go to any gym that has a basketball court because they're either doing volleyball in there, they're doing aerobics class, or they're doing yoga in there. The city has so much hold on what's allowed in all these courts. I think the scene is hurting, man, but it could be so much better because you have so many available city resources and gyms, but you don't have access to them at all. And I worked in the school system, and a lot of the coaches can't have their gym after school time is over. The city takes it over, so it's hard to build consistency, to provide a place for people to play constantly if you don't really have access to these places.
But for Joe Malongo, it doesn't look like he's losing hope anytime soon. He says the city does need more gyms to make do for the rising basketball demand. But when it comes to rising stars, Ottawa's future is bright.
We have a lot of talent. I just feel like every single time we play a Toronto team, like we need to make a statement, because we have a lot of talent. I feel like we could definitely compete with them. and like I definitely think we're slept on. Yeah.
As Canada becomes more diverse, we might see more children in the city crossing over into basketball. Myrna Amara, 25th Hour, Ottawa.